Are you ready? Can crush us. It don't really get no better than this the podcast that you're looking for if you're really heavy into wrestling. Hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock 'em out like boom bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Gotta shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody, power driving, hit 'em with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break 'em, let's go. Yeah. Can Crushers. Yeah. Can Crushers, let's go.
Hey, this is the Smoking Gun Kane Carter, and you're listening to Can Crushers Podcast, and y'all strap in for this episode. This will be a good one.
Welcome to another Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Mark the Mark. That is Sir Michael Jenks, the amazing drink finder man that brings me this delicious happiness in a jug of water.
Am I just the bartender now? Is that my new nickname? The bartender?
Today you are. Listen, I'm coming back from a basketball game, and I'm telling Jenks I'm going to be here. We're going to get to this. I'm going to pour this. Like, he made our Can Crushers juice that we talked about last week. And so I'm like, I don't know what we're talking about. So I have a gallon of water. I'll tell everybody what I have. When a gallon of water, dumped out probably a quarter of it, put in a half a bottle of Pinnacle Whipped and an energy drink of Celsius. What is it? Tropical Vibe?
It was a Tropical Vibe. It had a little bit of pineapple in it. That's the main flavor of it, yeah.
This is fucking delicious. It is it's a whipped pina colada, essentially. Yep. It's amazing. I'm going to be in a world of hurt if I drink this all tonight. What kind do you have? And then what do you have going on? Because we just need to talk about, this drink for a minute, because I'm happy with it, but I feel dirty.
So because you're drinking it out of the gallon jug?
Yeah, I feel like a dirty crack whore because I'm drinking it out of a gallon jug.
I mean, it's a little unclassy of us, but hey, this is a Can Crusher drink, so it makes sense.
We're unclassy.
But I have spring water. I have water as well, gallon jug. I took 2 glasses out of it and drank it beforehand. Added Tito's in because I had bought like a half bottle of Tito's, so I dumped that in it. I had, instead of the canned Celsius, I've been buying the packet ones and making it myself because it's cheaper. So I had dragon fruit and lime Celsius pack powder, threw that in there, and a little bottle of Gatorade Zero Orange. Shook it up. It has a nice flavor to it. It's no pina colada. I can't put a name on what it tastes like. It's still freaking good and it's delicious. But like you, I will not be drinking this all tonight. I don't think I'll feel well if I try to make this happen.
I don't know. Trust me. There's days and then there's the past, Mark, that you have seen out third places, that this could clearly be drank in, I'm not gonna say like an hour or anything, but over a quick night, like right after a ballpark. Like, this could be drank. I don't know if that's the idea of it. Tonight it is, but we're not gonna drink all of it. The drinking out of this whole jug is crazy.
Yeah.
Can we make this into a smaller idea? Because I think the water is key, right?
The water's key. Well, the water and the Gatorade are key. Now, I know you didn't add it, but from what I've read and what I've seen, because this was actually made NBC News in their Instagram feed, because people are just drinking it.
And we can't listen. I would love to post this for you guys to see, but then we're getting into this is gonna get taken down. That I'm not getting into that shit.
No, it's so what I'll say is the key of this is, from what I heard and read, the water, the electrolytes help keep you hydrated, help you so that when people consume this whole thing, because a lot of young kids do that in colleges and that,
or 45-year-old idiots.
Yeah, or almost 35-year-old idiots. They don't feel as shitty in the morning, and there's not much of a hangover. Plus, a lot of kids are just doing it in the gallon jugs to prevent people throwing stuff in there, drugging, and all that stuff. That's the key of the caps and all that. But it's I think
even as a 21-year-old are drinking in the woods, I'll put it that way, because I almost gave away so many numbers. I don't know if I just want to carry this around with me, just like swinging it around. Yeah, this is my,
I think if I was, I'd be enthusiastic enough to carry it around once, but then it would work. And then I'd be like, well, fuck, I got to keep drinking it. Right. And, that's
what the problem is. I'm going to be an alcohol, I'm going to drink a lot.
This is what I anticipate is going to happen, because I'm going to start I already like this. I could see this being a pre-make at the beginning of the week. Just make it up, and then you drink it throughout the week after work, obviously, for people listening from employment opportunities. It would be drinking after work. You have a long day, go ahead and have a glass, and then just relax.
3 a.m. in the morning before you go do your pre-workout.
You're jacked. You got your electrolytes. You won't feel pain. But I think, this is going to be a lot to kind of take it. I can already kind of feel it buzzing me a little bit here. But I've taken some big swigs out of it, though. I feel the vodka right now. Not like I'm buzzed or anything, but I know it's in there and it's working. It's magic. So. Yeah, I had to send it to
the taste, and I love that you can custom essentially your taste, what you're feeling. Like, I really, this afternoon when we went and bought all this, listen, everybody knows I'm the girlier drink of this podcast. So I just, I was looking at so many vodkas. I brought the wife in. She's like, look, there's a mango pineapple vodka. Why don't you just get this? I said, because we have to mix it with a Celsius or something or other. I said, if there's not the mango pineapple Celsius or, other kind of energy drink, what am I going to get? She's like, just buy Tito's. And I'm like, it's no taste. She's like, listen, you fucking baby, buy whipped then. Because what all whipped is, you put Cool Whip on a steak, you're gonna still eat it, right?
Right.
Exactly. So it's just you're putting Cool Whip on anything. Boom. And then I found a Celsius, and I'm like, oh, this is a mango pineapple. I'm like, that's the win.
Yeah.
So I could have bought the mango pineapple vodka. But I like this. I think you're right. I think this is a great idea. Have tucked back in the fridge, as long as nobody that you don't know or maybe right on it, don't drink.
Yeah, don't drink unless 21 or something like that, or something. I will say I had an orange Celsius earlier this week, and I kind of wish I would have had that instead of the dragon fruit lime Celsius packet I had, because I think the orange would be perfect. I think I'm getting a lot of different flavors with it, which is fine, but I think orange with the orange Gatorade, the plain vodka, the plain Tito's, and then the water would have been spot on. Really made this kick up. But yeah, to your point, this is going to be one of those things that sits on the shelf. You have a glass when you want it. I'll probably end up drinking some of this during chamber and just enjoying the night.
I plan on finishing this during chamber. Tomorrow, listen, first and foremost, guys, we don't have a lot of wrestling to talk about this week. It's not that we didn't watch it. It was blah. We'll talk about wrestling. Well, then we'll give us a lot of chamber stuff. But tomorrow, Junior's gone, and me and the wife are off.
Yeah.
Video games and this. I'm not going to make another batch of this. Video games, this, and the chamber are what we have on tap.
Yeah.
We literally are going to. It's one of those random days in a couple months that we're both off, and it hits a weekend. No phones, no this, no that. Leave us alone. You don't know where we are. We don't know you.
Yep. I don't
And
know.
we're just gonna be, locked in the house.
Yeah.
Pizza and or wings, whatever somebody can deliver to us. See you Sunday.
Yeah. See you. Bye.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a nephew's birthday party tomorrow, and then I'm coming home. I'll belly up to this. Actually, there's probably girlfriend. I think it should be coming up. She has got a lot going on, but if she comes up, I'll probably end up at Olive Garden at some point. So it'll be Olive Garden, and then I'll follow it up with this. So it'll be a nice little night.
Olive Garden, that would be nice.
I love Olive Garden.
Ours is either Altoona or Erie, so it's one or the other.
So I had not had Olive Garden until I started dating Kimberly again, and that was at least 10 years.
What?
I have not. I just never went.
Ever?
I went.
We went to Olive Garden when I was up there at least once.
Listen, I went, but since the previous relationship, I had not gone back to Olive Garden, and that was at least 10 years. I'll date it, guys.
Yeah.
That was almost 9-10 years. So.
Yeah. No. All right.
But she obsessed with it, so that's at least a trip that takes every month that we go up there and get soup and all that stuff. So that'll probably be happening tomorrow. But
are they the best breadsticks that you can have?
I'm sure there's other ones out there. I love Olive Garden breadsticks. I also really like, and I'll throw Little Caesars out there, the crazy bread. I consider a breadstick, and it's really fucking good. So I guess it depends on the mood you're in. I'm sure there's way better breadsticks, but I am an unsophisticated asshole, so it's not.
I'm not knocking you for them. I really like Olive Garden breadsticks is what I'm saying.
I love them. They started cheaping out on them, though. So they'll start you out with a 4 basket, and then you're down to 2, and then you have to get another. Keep them coming back.
Keep coming back, then. You're the idiots making it harder on yourself.
I know. Just fill my basket up. I'll keep eating them. Because
if you bring me a 20-pack at the get-go, some may come home. But you're done. You're done. You're said and done from that 20-pack. Boom. Here's your 20-pack. Get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
You're going to bring me 4. Those are gone before my next drink comes.
Yep.
You're bringing me 2. You should just go get another 2.
Basket.
You're bringing
keep the rotation coming.
Listen, I'm bringing some home. Realize that, Olive Garden. This is a same thing with the Red Lobster biscuits.
Yo.
Listen, if you're going to give me 6 right off the get and then start weaning it down, just keep them coming. Go ahead.
Well, no. Now I got to go to Red Lobster biscuits here because you can buy the packet. Make at home,
but they're not as good.
They're not, but I found a recipe that actually makes them as good, and I did try it, and it was really good. Apparently, you need to add more cheese to it to make it more spot on and be good. So there's that to that. But I agree. Keep bringing the biscuits. Keep bringing the bread. I'm a big guy. I love my carbs.
Yeah.
Just bring the carbs.
I could not live without carbs. I'm not.
I couldn't either. I think I could live without anything but carbs. I need some carbs in my life.
Carbs and sugar are what propel me in life, and I'm a horrible human being. Like if I don't get, and it's not chocolate, it's sugar, it's nerds, it's spree, it's whatever is compressed sugar that is straight sugar. That's what I want.
See, that's why I have to not keep any sugar in the house because I will demolish it. And like my girlfriend gave me candy for Valentine's Day, that was absolutely gone and out the window. I'm surprised it made it to today. It was 4 days in my house. But, man, any sugar. I'm actually thinking of giving up sugar for Lent. Just to say, I did it last year. It went pretty well. But also my birthday falls in there, so that's kind of a shit show.
That sucks.
Yeah, well, it's right after Ash Wednesday. So it's going to.
I know. Mine is in Lent as well.
Yeah.
No, I'm trying to think, what am I going to give up? I thought, well, I'll be good. Maybe I'll give up alcohol.
I thought about that too.
Maybe I'll give up an alcohol. I'll put it that way. Maybe I'll give up beer.
Yeah.
And only drink liquor, which that sounds like I'm a royal alcoholic. I won't drink as much liquor then. It'll be
Yeah.
Friday nights where
Yeah.
I'm not saying I come home every night, crack open a beer, have this or, the Can Crushers juice or anything like that. Maybe though now, but I could come home every night, crack open 2 beers and call it a day, and I put them aside just to kind of have a shower beer, which is amazing,
Yeah.
and a beer later on at night. If it's just liquor, it's just going to be Friday nights because, listen, I can't come home and have 3 fingers of Maker's Mark and expect to make it to 7 o'clock at night.
Yeah, there's no way.
So you just understand that you're weaning yourself completely. So maybe it is beer that I should do.
Yeah.
I was going to bring up something else, but it just...
Well, the flip side of this all is, this, I gave up regular coffee, so caffeinated coffee. The decaf now is wearing on me to where at the point it just tastes like shit. And I'm like, do I even just need this anymore? It's really, I'm just drinking this because it's hot in the morning. It's a nice hot cup of something. Maybe I could just substitute it with hot water, lemon teas. Yeah, Can Crusher juice or something. I don't know. But so that's another thing I was considering. So there's all types of things being considered for Lent, and I don't know how the fuck we got here from Can Crusher juice to Lent, but
there, you brought me back. We were talking about sugar, giving up sugar thing. Mother-in-law, this is about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. It was definitely before I died. Whatever. She went to Sam's Club, and my downfall is Twizzlers. There's a Twizzler in the house. I need to eat it. I don't fucking care if it's mine, yours, the baby's, the neighbor's baby, Santa Claus. It's mine because it's in the house. If it's in somebody's purse and I smell it, can I have that Twizzler? I'm a heathen that way. So the mother-in-law, have you seen the 4-foot Twizzlers?
Yep. Yeah.
But they come in a satchel, essentially.
Yeah.
It's not a bag. They come in a satchel. She bought me 4 of those, which are like, okay, I don't know, 100 pounds of fucking Twizzlers, essentially. It was maybe a week that they lasted. And I honestly, the family may have had a half a bag. It is just me and that's why Twizzlers can't be in the house.
Yeah.
It is disgusting. And I know that's not good for you. Like if I would have taken my sugar, with the one
right after that,
machines, it would have said dead. Twizzlers is a treat for me.
Yeah, sweet tooth I have in spades. I think my entire mouth is a sweet tooth. It's just, I need to, if it's there, I'm eating it, which is why I don't keep anything in the house unless it's given to me.
Yep.
My girlfriend,
I intend, I know, listen, I'm in all weekend. I'm in all weekend. I'll buy those movie boxes of candy.
Yeah.
Maybe like 4 of them. All right, this is what you have for the weekend, idiot. You don't need to eat them all at 7:30 Saturday morning.
Exactly.
During chamber, you're going to be like, oh, man, I really wish I had some jujubes, but I fucking scarfed them down at 8 o'clock this morning for breakfast.
The one thing I will say, Oreos cannot stay in this house because I will destroy a line of Oreos in a single sitting. I broke down.
With milk or just plain?
Both. So I'll alternate. I'm sophisticated in that way. I got to alternate. Dip it. I use a fork to dip it so my fingers don't get all watery. It's fantastic.
Costanza. Do you eat your Snickers with a fork too?
No, I haven't tried that one yet, but I should. But I tried the new Oreo, which is cookies and cream, which is basically they just crush up Oreos and put it inside of an Oreo, and it's fantastic. Not as great as regular Oreos, but it's still pretty good.
I hate anything cookie flavored. And you're like, well, that's a cookie. It's not.
I get that.
Bullshit. Yeah. I hate cookie dough in general. Like just going to buy cookie dough out of the store make and cut out. That's gross. But then you're making like cookie dough this, cookie dough that, this and that. Cookie flavoring is as good as grape flavors, or like grape flavor does not taste like a grape.
No. Wait a minute. This is a hot take because I agree with you. Grape tastes like shit.
Right.
I think that's where we're getting to. It's a hot take for me because cookie flavor. I'm all about cookie dough and that. But go on. You're tired.
No. That's I'm done. I'm cleaning my phone case because I'm annoyed with it. This
You're multitasking.
Cookie dough flavor is just one of the worst because it's not. My cookie tastes like an Oreo. My cookie tastes like the cookie that I'm eating, a Chips Ahoy. So you can't tell me the cookie that is in this cookie dough shit, the cookie that I'm looking for. If you're getting a cookie dough flavor, give me an Oreo flavor cookie dough. They don't have that. I might be all right with that. Give me a thin mint cookie dough flavor. Again, they don't have that. It is cookie dough, which is Nestle's never going to sponsor us, so it doesn't matter. Nestle's butterscotch pecan is the cookie dough that you get in your cookie dough flavoring. This is all from fucking Can Crusher juice, by the way.
You've been sitting on this for a while. I feel like this is your therapy session for cookie dough.
This is what you brought up this week. No wrestling. Well,
you're welcome, everybody. We needed to fill the show up.
Right? Listen, and we're not going to go long either. You wait till we talk wrestling.
You're a lot farther than I am in that thing.
I know. Not going to drink it tonight. I'm not going to drink it tonight. I'm going to drink it tonight. Hey, honey.
Can't wait to see the room spinning tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, I know. Right? That's all I got for the week. What do you have for the week? Before we get to, we'll move this along, get to wrestling.
Yeah, that's fair. Week, in general, week's been pretty good. Been nice to me. That's all I got, pretty much. And then tomorrow, nephew's birthday party in Chamber, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's been a good week. Had a good Valentine's Day. Enjoyed it. Yeah, so it's a good week.
All right. Listen, we told you we're going to move it along. We're going to keep this short and sweet today because we really only want to talk about the Chamber. We're just going to give you 3 segments of nonsense and then get to the Chamber. 2 segments of nonsense and get to the Chamber. So,
hey, I got to bring this up, though. Because I might as well bring up another tirade for you in video games. Did you see the AEW showcase that they did yesterday that was kind of just like video clips thrown together?
I didn't, and I thought it was actually yesterday for people listening. I didn't because it was on my docket to watch, but it was, hey, don't forget you have a basketball game. So I didn't get to watch. So you watched it.
I did watch it.
It might be longer than we thought, but it's not going to be as long as a normal episode because now it's pissing me off and poking the bear again.
We're not poking the bear. I just wanted to bring this up because all they did, from what I saw from the showcase, the portion that I saw, was they brought out Paige and Danielson, and then what they did was interlace it with clips from their actual title match way back in early 2022. So, beginning of the match, they ran the highlight where he ran out of the ring, and then they showed a clip of Paige diving out to attack Danielson. And then it kind of evolved, different spots on the match. They do it in the video game to kind of mirror what the match was. So it was all right. It looked good, but still no date, which we kind of figured was going to be the case. So nothing really groundbreaking on it, I would say. It was more of, hey, here's what this could be. And that was about it.
And that's essentially what it's been for the last couple months now. This is what it could be. This is what it might be. News. Now you just have to bring this up real quick. News that WWE now wants Kenny Omega, by the way.
I saw that.
It's trickled out.
Well, yeah, on Thursday, the Jay White news trickled out where it was they're not pursuing Jay White because they have a bigger target in mind. I'm sitting there when I read that, what the hell? What would be the bigger target that you would have?
Kenny Omega.
Kenny Omega comes out Friday. It's not as long a shot as I think people might think it is.
Not with Cody there.
Not with Cody
I'm not
there.
Being a guy. I'm not being a dick. Not with Cody there. Yeah. And the
Yeah.
Bucks aren't either when their contract runs up now either. The downfall
Exactly.
is, what pisses me off?
What?
So he signs in April and goes to WWE, and then the Bucks sign in June and go to WWE. This fucking AEW video game's never coming out.
Out. Well, at that point, you lose the main guy working on it in Kenny Omega. The Bucks are in that game. They're going to try to pull the Bucks out of it. They're going to start pulling people out of it left and right. The
Do we
roster
think
will
it can happen?
What, that they're going to. I don't feel like they would sign. I feel like they have too much stake in All Elite, more than what Cody had in All Elite.
Right.
I think, hey, their name is plastered right on the fucking name of the company. Let's be honest. This is the perfect scenario for them. There's nobody controlling what they do, how they do it. They can run as long as they want and do whatever the hell they want. So I can't imagine they're going to give up creative freedom in a company that is paying them well because they have a billionaire backer to just walk away from it. Things would have to be that much shitty in that company for them to walk away.
And that's exactly where I was. And I'm like, this. I'm sure WWE wouldn't mind to have Takeshita and everybody from New Japan, and this is a wish list.
Yep.
Listen, it's still not sold yet. And by the way, Vince wants $9 billion, not your $8 billion that you planned last week, Jenks. $9 billion is what he wants. We can keep wishing and hoping. My grandfather always told me, wish in one hand and shit in the other. See what one fills up. I just don't think Omega, he doesn't fit WWE in general. You know what he would do at WWE? Be thrown away. And that's my thought. He's just so AEW doesn't have him.
Yeah, and I think Vince lingering around is enough to turn for them not to go to WWE. You're the big fish in AEW. Stay there. Be the person that puts people over. Because I can't imagine he's going to take another world title run, but he's going to be the guy to put people over, get people going, build them up. I mean, just look at all they're doing with AR Fox and Top Flight. They're putting them guys over. Even if those guys aren't winning the trios titles, they're putting them over big time. So they're in the right place. They're where they need to be. And I think for them, their jump ship is just astronomically bad. I don't even think Jay White's going there. I think the speculation,
I think
Jay White's going to
he
AEW.
rolled up during Rumble.
Exactly. For that big impact. And I only think that would be a one-off type appearance. I just feel like he's going to AEW. At some point, we're getting a big old brawl for it. A big old elite brawl. And brawl for all elite brawl, if you will. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, so I brought up Twitter. Tony Khan tweeted 20 minutes ago, "You're a fraud, Ariel Helwani." Sorry if I pronounced his name wrong. "You're as legitimate a reporter as Tony Schiavone." So I don't know what's going on there. And I apologize for butchering a name. But yeah, so that's fun. So
wait, so he just threw Tony Schiavone under the bus too?
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait.
I think he threw Ariel under the bus, saying that Tony Schiavone, obviously he's a reporter in the confines of AEW's kayfabe.
Oh, okay. I was like, what? Yeah, that sounds horrible. But
he's not throwing the shade on Schiavone here. I'm trying to think. Some people are speculating it could be because of all the questions about CM Punk for the past 4 months. Maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
I have an announcement.
Listen, Punk's still under contract. Punk could still come back. Punk.
Yeah.
I think there's a possibility of Punk coming back.
Yeah. Oh, he showed up on SmackDown.
Who did?
Ariel? Oh. That's why. As I scroll down, they're saying he was on SmackDown. I did not see that, so.
Huh.
That's interesting.
Okay, I guess I have to watch SmackDown now. You guys have already seen it, I'm sure.
Yep, and apparently there's an important announcement Wednesday for Tony Khan, which I think is related to other big news this week. ROH is taping, and we have ROH television coming back, I think March 2nd. So,
yeah,
Honor Club, guys.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if I pulled the trigger yet or not. You should. Somebody should. Somebody shouldn't give me the pat. No, I'm kidding. All right. That's kind of hot takes and what's going on. Let's get into wrestling, and let's do the fastest that you can do. Can Crushers. All one word. Capital C in can, capital C in Crushers is our promo code for Collar and Elbow. Hats, hoodies, tees, all the cool stuff that Al Snow and the Hooligans have. Use that. It'll save you 10%. Jinx, where can they listen to us?
They can listen to us on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Google Podcast, anywhere you listen and get your fix for podcasting or Can Crushers, even if it's from the bottom of a gallon jug.
Still delicious. CanCrusher69@gmail.com. That'll be our email. And then the socials, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Slide into our DMs and do some cool stuff with us. Talk to us. Get on the show if you want to be on the show, if you're a wrestler. Yada, yada, yada. I did forget to tell one thing last week. Last weekend, when we were doing Ask Can Crushers and doing this and doing that, I forgot to bring up that my newest movie hit the big screen this past weekend. Guts on a Chainsaw. So it will be out on streaming devices beginning middle of March. You'll be able to go on like Tubi and stuff like that to see me. Guts on a Chainsaw. It's already been reviewed. The guy said he couldn't review my role in it because it was so important to the show. So,
it must be so important that they're releasing it. It seems mid-March, right around your birthday, if not on it.
Right.
I'm just, I'm hearing early reviews. It's on par with Cocaine Bear that is coming out in a week. So we'll see where it comes up. Cocaine Bear in the Winnie the Pooh movie, Blood and Honey, or whatever the hell that's called.
Yeah.
So
Guts
gotta watch it, guys.
Chainsaw. Make
Guts
sure
on the Chainsaw.
Yeah. Good.
Good.
International star right here. Because the guy was from England who actually did the review. So
it's further confirming what we've already known.
Just telling you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll be back. We'll talk wrestling in general. No real rhyme or reason this week.
Wrestling. A love and a passion we all share. I've started a wrestling brand. The wrestling brand. A brand founded on the aspects of wrestling. Two entities working together to create a product that connect emotionally for people everywhere. Collar and Elbow is the brand. Passion and love for wrestling is the drive. I am Al Snow, and this is Collar and Elbow, the wrestling brand.
What's up, guys? This is Devlin Macabre, and you're listening to Can Crushers. And always remember, guys, violence is the answer.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another Can Crusher show as we're in our second segment, because the first segment was us just drinking our Can Crusher juice, which had a big gulp during our time out. And man, Jenks, thank you. This is really good. This is a downfall though, because now I'm really feeling it. We're like 36 minutes into the show or whatever. I'm like, whew, the whip just keeps me coming back.
Yeah. Thank you for taking a first swig with me, because I hadn't tried it before. This was complete shot in the dark. I didn't know if it was going to be shit, and we were wasting money in that on it or what. But this,
I don't have vodka. I didn't have vodka in the house, so I had to spend money on vodka, and I bought some Celsius things that usually I don't drink. And then we have water in the house, but no, we have to drink it out of this godforsaken. This is the only thing that's really pissing me off is drinking out of this gallon jug.
This is pissing you off worse than the cookie dough flavoring does.
It really is.
I mean, but I get it. I think future though, we could probably get away with.
Actually in the future, I'm gonna go to the Walmarts.
Yeah.
And buy one of those ones that have the spout on it, and then essentially just pour all of this shit. Because listen, I don't need this. I have a Culligan thing that has water in it that is cold.
Well, that works.
Fill that up with not the Culligan thing. Oh my God, that would be.
I was like, holy shit! Talk about sophisticated. No wonder you're pissed off. You're above these gallon jugs of water.
I'm talking about, the one that you just put in, for the heathens that have to do their own water. But you put it in the fridge. You put water in this, and then you add all your other stuff. Then you have that little spout that you could just walk up, as we said earlier, with my little tumbler and drink it out of.
Yeah, the circle water bottle, right? Is that what you're talking about? Or you're talking about something different?
No, not the circle water bottle.
So you're talking about the Primo water that's at Walmart that you can fill up the jugs and bring back home.
No, I'm saying people make like lemonade in this. It's like a square dispenser essentially. You can make lemonade, Kool-Aid, whatever beverage. It goes in your fridge.
Oh, okay.
You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
No, I cannot picture it right now, but I believe you. So.
No, I'm pulling this shit up.
All right,
you're looking
at
that.
But while you do that, before I talk about wrestling, I was just gonna save the jug and fill it up with water that I have at the house. That's how sophisticated I was gonna be with it.
I understand that.
I know.
But you then are gonna be tipping and pouring and lemonade container.
I don't know if I like you on Celsius. You get judgy.
I do. I really do. Even this. Even like it's just a holder. Hold on. Something like. All right, so let's talk about wrestling.
Well, I was going to say as we suspend.
Like that goes in your fridge, and then you make it all.
Oh.
And then you just continue to pour it out of that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know what that is now. Okay, I wasn't sure.
You really see it? You see it, right?
Yeah, I see it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I know what you're talking about now.
This way, it's just there's a spout in the fridge. It keeps it cold all the time. You just pour under.
Fair enough.
Drink out of this. Jeez.
The hatred you have right now.
So bad.
Anyways, wrestling.
Wrestling.
We're doing wrestling.
Yeah, let's save the bloodline stuff. Essentially for when we talk about SmackDown. We good with that? Yeah. Except for like one thing. Okay. Because there's two interviews this week that really drove it for me. And I hate to say it, anything in ring did nothing for me this week.
Nothing in ring, I think, pushed any narrative. I think it was the aftermath of a lot of things that were going on. That's what pushed the narrative, or like extracurricular activities, if you will. That's what was pushing things over the top. So, yeah. What were the two interviews you wanted to go drive home on?
One was, of course, Cody and Sammy off of Raw.
I figured that was going to be the big one.
That's the big one for me.
Yeah.
Like, it did so much for both of them.
Hmm.
Let me go first for a second and say, could we get Cody and Sammy at WrestleMania? Like, is that a real thing? Am I going to predict that Roman Reigns loses his title in a Elimination Chamber? Not one of their bigs. Like, when we expect 999 days, when he loses, he's going to lose it the mother of all shows or SummerSlam or something like. Is he losing in Montreal and at Elimination Chamber, which is generally not one of their big shows?
It is their road bump show, essentially. It's that we have to get over this hump. We have to get you to WrestleMania. This whole segment built that up to feel like it could happen. And I think that was amazingly done because when we were going into it this week, we were sitting around, you were like,
cross paths.
Yeah.
You did not want him because you were going to go back to the Daniel Bryan not getting that match. Blue Tista did, and everybody was pissed off.
Yep.
I thought, oh no, this is what's going to happen. People are going to turn on Cody.
Yeah.
You can't have Cody as the bad guy yet. In time, I think it will, but not yet.
But nobody turned on Cody. I think that was key, though. I haven't seen anybody turn on Cody.
No, I know.
Yeah. But nobody turned on Cody. With the Blue Tista stuff, there was no path in sight for Daniel Bryan. He wasn't even involved. He was overlooked, overshadowed, thrown to the wayside, and everybody knew that. With Sammy, though, they've kept him relevant, brought him up, and now they gave him the title match right out the gate, which I think is smart, because I think if they tried to do that, and we could retro book this back to 2014 if you want, if they did that for Daniel Bryan, I think the crowd wouldn't have been as devastating. I don't know if I want to say that or not, because they gave Orton multiple shots, Bryan multiple shots over the months. The sliver of doubt's now planted. Is it going to happen in Montreal? Probably not. Nobody was really buying it. And then all of a sudden...
never give you the win at the hometown. It's been like that since day one.
Yeah. But now, based on the segment with two exceptional workers, the doubt's there.
Yeah.
And now could he do it? Could we get a one-on-one triple threat even with Roman?
I would be pissed about the triple threat, honestly.
I would be too, because I think both men need to have their own shining moments with Roman without each other involved. Because I think that's what took away from Roman, Daniel Bryan, and Edge 2 years ago. I think that should have been a one-on-one match, whether it be Roman Edge, Roman Bryan, whoever it was a couple years ago. That should have been a one-on-one match. So the triple threat aspect never really seemed like something that I wanted to do. Now, if you would expand it and say one gets them night one gets them night two, love that idea. Love how that could play out. But we're going to see what happens in Chamber on Montreal, hoping to God Worlds Apart plays and Sammy just comes out, and just everybody loses their mind to it. It's a perfect scenario, a perfect storm. So, God, this segment did everything it needed to do and so much more.
But let's pause and use our heads.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen, because what are we going to do with Kevin Owens? What do we do with the Usos then at WrestleMania? What do we do? Okay. And I said we're going to pause and leave all the stuff for the Usos. Screw that. We changed real quick anyway. Usos not being there. The wise man told him to stay home. The wise man told him to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't get the direction from
Roman.
And he only told this to who?
Yeah. Jimmy.
Jay and Sammy had their own kind of shtick.
Wow. Yeah.
But listen, then Mark's being a dick. Are they going to be in Canada? Because Canada does not like them. Fourth wall down.
Yeah.
Are they? They usually can't be in Canada.
Yeah. I think one of them will be.
Well, if you're saying one of them as in Solo, yes.
No. One of the Usos.
And I mean, with my heart of hearts, which one is the worst one? Like, which one gets all?
So, Jimmy's the worst, the one that keeps getting the DUIs. It's Jimmy. Let's put that out there.
Okay, so
Jay is more.
Okay,
He's probably he probably had one. I don't know the exact history. And guys, this is
not what we're bringing. This is for a reason.
Yeah, we're not bringing it up for a reason, and this is just official court record stuff. So whatever. But Jay, I believe, is the one that could make it, and that's what drives this storyline a lot further and creates.
Acknowledged him.
Sam acknowledged him. Now it creates a whole different dynamic for the main event on Elimination Chamber because it opens it up for Jay to interject himself. We're either getting Heartbreak City or we're getting Pomp and Circumstance Triumph here. And we're talking Chamber in a little bit.
Way.
I'm excited either way too. I just feel like it's going to be a Royal Rumble-esque feeling in Montreal. Maybe that's giving away too much, but
I believe so too. I mean, we'll get to our predictions, but I believe so too.
Yeah.
So, but people that don't dive in as much as we do and just watch Raw and SmackDown are like, holy shit. I think that what they did on Monday night between Sammy and Cody was the best thing they could have done for this pay-per-view, for this match, for Sammy, and for Cody, because no matter what happens, come tonight, nobody looks weak. I don't think, even if Sammy gets bludgeoned, he doesn't look weak. Something's going to come out of this. So there's going to be help. There's going to be whatever possibly there to set up things down the line.
Yeah.
Or Monday it happens.
Yeah, and the importance of this segment is doing something that has been traditionally done in WWE for a long time, and it's tear down one contender to build up another one. This had both contenders acknowledge each other, and it was breath of fresh air and say, listen, either one of us could be I'm in the main event, you're challenging for it now, I could see me facing you at WrestleMania. And that's fantastic, and that's exactly what it needed to do. Establish that Sammy is a legitimate threat. Whether you believe it or not, he's a legitimate threat. And they needed to do that and have the contenders acknowledge it. I love that piece of storytelling because I think that tells a whole better story than just having them beat the shit out of each other and then have one guy look more dominant than the other.
Yep. I agree. More on Raw that I was like, oh, okay. Becky and Bayley and Lita and Trish, we suspected Trish. We don't know now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I think they're leaving these two astray because then Bianca just listened. The match wasn't again. It wasn't great. Bianca buried both of them.
It essentially put over Bianca, and it let's be honest, it's Becky Bayley at WrestleMania somehow, some way. And it's got to be a crazy ass match. It has to be. I don't even know if one-on-one between them. I don't even want it to be a last woman standing, to be honest. I think it's got to be your Hell in a Cell that they keep bringing up, not Finn and Edge, because that's not the story that's red hot right now. Yeah, it's Bayley Becky. If they want to be those people and do one night and one the other, you know what? Go for it. Yeah. At this point, they try to piss who gets the bigger show anymore. Yeah. And at this point, put these two on night 2, because I think Sunday night, let them tear it down, or you put them on night 1 and let them steal the show. Because I think I don't think Finn and Edge steal the show. I think Becky Bayley inside of a cell steal the show. And if Roman Cody is your night 2 main event, which it probably will be, because that's what you're building up for, then something needs to be night 1. All right, let me throw this out there right now, because if they don't give night 1, do they give Bayley Becky night 1 main event? I'm not going to be a dick. I would want it to be. Yeah. There's no title on the line. So you're going to either tell me Bianca
And the person that wins the Elimination Chamber, no spoilers,
Right.
is going to be the main event. Unless they give me a hell of a month. No.
There's no one in that.
And listen, Charlotte Rhea is not it for me either. She won the Rumble. I understand. Listen, it's the same thing the men's do. Yes, Mark, Mark and Jenks, you're supposed to be strong advocate for the women. There's a story going on with Roman and Cody. It is part of the Bloodline story. If you don't believe me, go after yourself. Cody's part of the Bloodline story now being linked with Sammy, this, that, and the other thing. More to come on that.
Yep.
Real Wonder Royal Rumble, she faces Charlotte. They haven't even looked at each other.
No. I think the story that would have been better to be told for a main event would have been Rhea Bianca, because you can build the history off the history, the looks. We said that plenty of times several months ago. That was the story to build off of. But no, they pivoted to do Charlotte. I cannot buy into either of those being the main event. I think if you're going to do a women's
in a cage is what we
it would be the main event.
Everybody's going to go up in hell.
Yep, exactly. It's just going to be the waste of the storyline at that point. It needs to burn it down.
Burn it
down. That was unintentional, but yeah, it did happen.
We'll get to the winners. We'll make prediction. Just scrolling through the Bob and Brock contract signing was okay, but just get to it now.
I don't
even think it's going to be a match.
No, it's going to be a 1, 2, 3. It's going to be Goldberg Brock type, like devastation. 5 minutes, hope for the best. I was just more a fan. I popped when Brock went head over heels into the air, fucking on the ramp. I was laughing.
Yeah,
that was what caught my eye with that one. But
honestly, other than that, that's all I got from WWE.
Yeah, nothing too crazy going on. It just a lot of squash matches. Honestly,
just wasn't there this week. I hate. They were good. I'm not going to use the word botch there's nothing that captivated me to say, oh man, I have to talk about Bronson Royal crushing Ali, or I have to talk about JBL. Last week Corbin, and then they skip over. Listen, this is going to be a Corbin thing for a while to get him to be bum ass Corbin, because I think we are going to get a match that we want.
Yeah.
And I think I'm all right with it. Bum ass Corbin and Corey Graves.
Yeah. Because it's going to continue. That's tracking that way.
What else do you do with Corbin? Andre the Giant Battle Royal again.
Yeah. On SmackDown.
More WWE to come as we get ready for the predictions here in the third segment about Elimination Chamber. But on the same aspect, is we're going to be cutting everything short. Listen, Rampage was not worth it again last week. And spoiler, Jenks watched it before recording this show for this week. Probably won't talk about it again next week.
No, there was only 2 things that happened, and it was.
And you can give away right now, and that means I don't have to watch it.
Yeah, which this was highlighted on Wednesday night if you were watching closely. House of Black challenges for the trios title.
Yep.
That's probably going to be they just showed up. It's pretty much a lock that's going to be the Revolution match. I'm excited for that too. Keith Lee comes out, saves Dustin, so Keith Lee's back, salt and pepper hair and all. So maybe that's going to be interesting. I also forgot this little tidbit and thinking about this and now bringing it up, but it's not really anything big. It's Wheeler Yuta and Orange Cassidy are going after the All-Atlantic title at some point. I don't know if that's going to be at Revolution or not, but we've circled back to the best friends scenario. So there's a little bit of a storyline there.
But But wait, Yuta's the pure champion too, right? Because
Yes,
listen,
he is.
Because ROH is now not predominantly on AEW, I don't know who the champions are. And do I want to go down a path that may piss people off? I could. I really could. Like, I think it's better that they were on TV. I forgot Yuta had that.
Yep.
Who's the women's champion?
Athena.
Yeah.
Athena's the women's champion. Claudio's still the world champion. Mark Briscoe's still tag champion. I don't know how that's going to play out.
And listen,
with that, it's
me being a bad guy. It's time. Like,
I think at the first show of ROH, we'll see him surrender those titles. He's become All Elite. They've announced it this week, which is great for Mark Briscoe. I think we're going to see that probably the first show, and there's going to be a tournament of sorts that's going to culminate at Supercard of Honor at the end of March.
Right.
That's very good. So I'm guessing they're going to have a few surprises up their sleeve for that in some capacity. How that shapes out, I don't know. But
I think Supercard of Honor, we see Claudio Rush. That was built up Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
Because break down Dynamite real quick. It just bouncing.
Yeah.
Mox and Claudio against Rush and Preston in a Texas Tornado. There was two completely different matches going on in that match.
Yeah.
Claudio and Rush only worked Claudio and Rush. Preston and Mox only
worked
fucking
bled on
each other.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah.
There was no interchanging. Okay, so whatever with Mox and Preston, that's not going to be anything. It just shows that they like to bleed.
Yeah.
Claudio Rush was in the match, out of the match, in the match, out of the match, not part of the match. Okay, so there's your two-time ROH champions. Okay, we understand. We get it. Do I want to see it? Sure, I'll watch it. Is it a main event, though?
It's a main event if Rush gets the title.
Right.
That's the caveat. But this
is another change in ROH. We just had all that.
Yeah. Yeah. I think
know what I mean? Like, we just have everybody to switch titles. And we thought Jericho would be the one to carry this over. Probably would have made more sense now. Nothing against Claudio, but he's not doing it. Jericho got it from who? From Claudio.
Yep.
Claudio got it from who? I don't remember. That's why I'm legit asking you.
That way I legit could not think of it right now.
Right. But Athena got it from Mercedes, who got it from Peraza. We had all this transition of getting it on AEW people on AEW talent. I don't know people, but to get it to ROH's own people. It's the same thing that's going to happen again. I feel that okay, Rush is going to lead ROH with this new brand that's coming. So then Claudio's gone again. Athena's lost in the woods. No disregard. The Briscoes are not, Mark's here. Jay passed. We love him. I'm not being mean, but he can't be a tag team champion.
Right.
There's no storyline. So that title needs to change hands. Cool, Yuta's a pure champion, but how many people can he defend? Orange, Garcia, Gresham if he comes back. I don't know if a standalone show is ready yet now. And I know we were pushing it a month ago. It just doesn't feel ready yet.
See, I will disagree to that point. I think it's ready in the terms of they had the stars they wanted in place to get name recognition around the brand. Now, they're going to use the next month to build up the pay-per-view, to build up who they want. I'm not saying every title is going to change hands, but I feel like if they want Roosh to be, and oh, here we go. Hold on one second.
Blush show. I tried catching it.
Thank you. I think for Roosh, that's the build-up, right? To get him the title and that. I just feel like Yuta's going to keep the pure title. There's going to be some people plug and played here. And I think when you look at it, it was name recognition alone to keep the titles relevant, to get them to the ROH program. So Claudio had the titles, Briscoes had the titles, and I'm fairly certain, they probably would have kept the titles for a longer period of time.
Yeah.
Then you had Yuta. Even though Yuta's an upper comer, we all were all about Yuta. We're still all about Yuta, so he makes sense for the pure title. Athena is a name brand. She was in WWE. She's popular across the indies. She was before WWE. That is name recognition on that. And to be honest, I don't think there's a woman that they've established for anything for ROH to take that title anywhere close off of her. No. So I think right now they've laid the foundation with name recognition alone to get them through the first month, just so that they can reestablish what Ring of Honor is, and that they can put the title on Roosh at the end at Supercard of Honor and just rocket strap it from there and let him go. So I think this next month is more of a building period. To your point, build the product, get us where we need to be for the next 30 days. And then when at Supercard of Honor, that's when we're going to say, okay, now we're full bore and let's go.
But they have to build it a little bit more on national TV because they don't have my $10 yet.
Yeah. And how do they do that? Tony Khan better have a hell of an announcement, because apparently there's a hell of an announcement coming on Wednesday on Dynamite. So it can't be that we're just bringing Ring of Honor to Honor Club. Maybe they got to deal with TNT or TBS that says for the first month of the show, we can showcase have an hour of TV time, and that's what we're going to show.
I'd be all right with that.
I would be too, because I think that establishes your brand and can make people like us lay down the $10 and say, okay, I'll buy Honor Club so I can watch Ring of Honor.
Yep.
Honestly, if they
9 out of 10, I'll get the pay-per-views because listen, I'm a mark for wrestling and I'll get the pay-per-views.
No, agreed.
I will have to catch up during the recaps of the pay-per-view to realize what the hell is going on.
Yep, exactly. Now, if with Honor Club they start putting AEW Dynamites and Rampages on there and put that library in there,
yeah, then it's a win-win.
I'd buy that. I'd put $10 down.
Yeah, agreed. A couple interviews I want to talk about here before we probably get to the bigger interview I want to talk about. The Wardlow JR interview, man, that was fucking awesome.
Yeah,
that hit the feels. That I was like, yeah, like this is awesome. I'm excited. And I was one to say, man, I didn't want to watch Wardlow and Joe again. I want to watch Wardlow dismantle Joe now. And it's going to happen.
I think it's got to happen.
Yeah, well, yeah, it's got to happen. So.
Oh, and speaking of name value, I forgot fucking Samoa Joe when I was listing off the Ring of Honor champion. Joe's going to kill me now. So, bye, guys. This is the last of it.
Joe's going to kill
you.
I like that one. And as much as I like that one, I absolutely hated the next one with Renee and Adam Cole. Hey, this is a phone. I use a phone. I wrestle. I used to wrestle. This is what I'm going to be doing. Though there's people I might want to wrestle. I'll be back soon. I don't know when I'll be back. I love Adam Cole, baby. When he came back, I thought he'd be ready to go sooner. This is really just pimping him out to say Adam Cole's going to be on the show, and we're waiting for him to say something. It's the boy that cried wolf right now with Adam Cole. And I don't want to go down that path saying it like that, but Adam Cole's got to show me something too.
Yes.
And I understand it's an injury. Now I really am sounding like this may have been the downfall of today, because now I'm just sounding like I'm a bad human being.
You're not. No, you have a legitimate argument. And here's where I come in. Here's what I'm going to say is I agree with you. I think this interview, let's take it back a couple weeks. They legitimately only did Adam Cole in Los Angeles to distract from the fact that Mercedes was not showing up for that tag team match.
Yep.
That's the only reason he came back.
Shouldn't have came back then. Should
not have. But when we look at this interview could have been used to say, I'm gonna be at Revolution and I'm going to take on whoever it is, or call out somebody specifically to call out. But that's not what they gave us. They gave us pitter patter, flip floppy.
I like to wrestle. I would.
Yeah, right. I think I don't know what they were trying to accomplish with this interview besides Adam Cole FaceTime, which is pretty much what it looked like.
That was it.
I just don't even say
from probably 6 months ago.
Oh yeah, for sure. Just get him out there, get him in the middle. I think a live segment would have did more wonders than anything.
Can't he have Adam Cole and any one of his buddies? Listen, we know he still has friends there. I don't pick one of his friends. Just let him super kick any enhancement talent. Anybody. Have Wardlow and Adam Cole walk out together. Listen, okay, Wardlow's going to fight me. He crushes me. 1, 2, 3. Symphony crushes me again. 1, 2, 3. Whatever. I stand up. Adam Cole super kicks me. They walk out together. It would be a bigger pop than what this interview was.
Yeah.
Just to see him do something. And he's not physical whatsoever.
No. Honestly, I would have loved to watch him walk out. And I'm going to be honest. At this point, I think his opponent is Takeshita. I don't know why I can't say his name now. Is Konosuke.
Tesuke. No. He's not going to be in America for a revolution.
Oh, he's not?
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that. So, but let's call out your opponent. That's where I was getting to. So I didn't know that. But that would have been a perfect segment. Is walk right up to him and say, I want you at Revolution. I want you to be my first opponent. So, well, that deflated my argument. So I'm just going to stop right there.
And I only read that because he was supposed to do an appearance in like the New England circuit in March. And it said due to he needs to go back to Japan, probably visa to get it,
probably
come back over or whatever. Yeah, he's not going to be in and around Connecticut around that time.
Okay. So, all right, that's fair.
Where's Revolution at? Wherever. But I'm saying like that whole weekend that he's not getting.
That's in San Francisco because it's at the Chase Center. Yeah.
So. Yeah,
that's fair. Yeah, I had no clue. So, well then, I don't. Who the fuck is gonna face Adam Cole? Because there's nobody.
It's got to be a squash.
It's got to be a squash, but I think at this point it also has to be a match that's competitive too. We know it's going to be an Adam Cole win,
right?
But you have to bring him back in a way to at least
get him back.
Yeah,
it can't be against AR Fox, is what you're telling me.
I don't think it can be against AR. It's probably going to be Dante Monte. It's probably going to be Dante Martin now that we're talking about it. Actually, it's got to be against somebody that's going to protect him. If they're worried about him, it's got to be against somebody that would protect him in a match. I don't know if that leaves too many people. I don't think that leaves too many people on the roster, but I don't know who that would be.
Yeah. And we're weeks away.
Yeah.
Literally weeks away from this.
Mm-hmm.
The next one, though, MJF talking to Danielson was fucking amazing again. I loved this. Cody and Sammy get the win for the week, but this hating on fans. Brian's a bum. He brings out Christopher Daniels, and he throws money at him, and he's get his dick in the dirt, and it was good. It wasn't great, but it was good.
Yeah. It was a good way for MJF to get more heat, get the hate, and really build up this rivalry. But to your point, it was not his best segment because they're just keeping them away from talking to each other, which I think that's going to happen the last week of the month. That's going to be the go home show type thing. But now we're just kind of dragging the heels,
Yep.
How do we get further and further? Danielson's probably not going to wrestle between now and the 60-minute Iron Man match. MJF's not wrestling. We're not going to have any FaceTime next week, and then the week after that's go home show. So at some point, there's got to be an interaction between those two just to talk shit once again. But until we get to that point, who knows? And they'll probably just say MJF's contractually obligated to show up at wherever the fuck in Texas they're at next week.
I imagine they're trucking their way to California if it's in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah, I was just making a joke that they're always seem to be in Texas, and he's always contractually obligated to. I can't even talk now. This fucking juice. Contractually obligated to make it to Texas.
Right. I'll bring up one more thing, and then you can run with whatever you want to. The women's debacle.
Oh, good. Let's talk.
It's just not. It's not cutting it for me. Like, I love Britt. I love Jamie. I love Saraya. I love Tony. I'm a huge fan of Ruby. This is just. I don't know, because this just seems like we fucked up and we don't know what to do now. We know Britt is the face of the company and Jamie's the second face of the company. We have two superstars in Saraya and Tony. We gotta make them bad because Britt's gonna be cheered if he shits on Omega's head. Britt's still gonna be cheered. What do we do? Oh, let's give Saraya neon orange spray paint and tell her just to put L's on people. And now we're going to get Ruby thrown into this. She stares at the title. So, okay, this is going on to Revolution where Ruby's going to get a title shot against Jamie. And it just is going to be a title shot. Ruby, I love you. As I look at you on the wall, I love you. Not your time. You are not even the third wheel in this, because this could be, and I hate to say it, this could have been Ember Moon / Athena spot. This could be Nikki Bella spot. This could be anybody. Raylan, I love you. You can plug any woman in the Ruby spot, and it's just because you have Ruby there. She's going to get a title shot. I hate all of this. And I never thought I'd say this between these four. I thought they were going to give us something special. This is fucking horrible.
They can't drive the story home.
No.
Like, there's just no... Like, we know Britt can. But what we're seeing is the three women from the WWE product, essentially. Now, I know Ruby was in Independence before that, and I'm not really going to I'll take Ruby out of that. Tony is great, phenomenal talent in that she's still trying to learn the ropes and how to get us through a story and how to tell it. She did pretty good as women's champion. Saraya, it just does not seem like she can be left to her own devices for coming up with ways to make a story run. And she's not telling the great stories when she's doing these actions. We're talking about the L's on people's asses and running and stamping them in their face.
Nobody looks mean, first off.
No, nobody looks like the asshole. And right now, it's a tale of two different. It's a yin and yang effect. The men's division, MJF looks like a fucking asshole, looks like terrible shit. The women's division, nobody looks like that. Nobody looks like that asshole. Nobody looks like that shit. Honestly, the one person that would do it is Britt, and she's face now.
Yeah.
Britt should have turned on Jamie, and you would have had a whole storyline going right now, and it would have been perfect.
You can't do that debacle in the middle of this. This needs to be wrapped up and pigeon-toed and throw it away.
I'm sorry, this should have never started.
I agree. I agree.
So
But
yeah,
it started when they made Saraya the bad person against Britt when they brought her out.
and they should have never did it.
No.
Let Saraya could have still been riding the wave from being back.
Yeah.
Legendary, let it just plug and play into the system. There's a point in time when you can turn them bad. We were I'll go back to Punk.
3 months.
No, exactly. I'll go back to Punk. You let Punk ride that out for a year. And then he finally was starting to turn heelish, started to look a little asshole-ish, was starting to play it off pretty well. That was beautifully done, perfectly done. Whatever you want to say about the press conference, it was turning out to be a good thing for him at that point. They should have let Saraya do the same thing. Play it out, ride the wave, ride the emotion. Yes, the fans loved Britt over Saraya a little bit more at the match. So be it. That's the hometown girl.
Right.
That's your homegrown girl. It's gonna happen. But now we're trying to force things to happen, and this is the result you're gonna get. Muddled mess.
Nobody wants this.
Nobody wants this. There's
Nobody cares. Like I said, nobody cares about Ruby right now either. Like, if anybody's going to be lost in all of this, Britt and Jamie are going to come out of this okay because they'll be able to battle back and dig themselves out by Britt turning on Jamie, or vice versa.
Yeah,
we're okay with that. What do you do with Saraya after this? What do you do with Tony? And as I said, fuck, Ruby is just back on AEW Dark. And that sucks.
Yeah. It sucks majorly. This whole thing, and we talked about this a couple weeks ago, this is building up to the women's blood and guts. This is all we're seeing this for.
Yeah.
Which at this point, I'm not even sure I want. I think you just tank it and just say, let's revisit it another time.
I would agree. Because who are you going to put? Listen, I'm not sure, and I don't care right now, actually, so you have to build me up to it yet. Ruby goes with Britt and Jamie, and then Rebel is in the match.
Yeah.
Somehow, whatever. Somebody else. Who do you tag with Saraya and Tony that anybody's going to give a shit with? They're heels.
So the only two...
Penelope?
I was going to say Penelope and Bunny. Although Bunny's injured now, I think. She took that nasty fall.
Yeah.
So...
Jade,
Penelope?
Are you going to put probably... And I hate this... And I'm not to hate to say this, but Jade's your hottest woman right now because you've cooled off your heavyweight champion. You've legit cooled off your heavyweight champion.
Your heavyweight champion, your biggest heel.
Your face of the company.
Biggest face of the company, your heel. Women, yeah. Your face company, Britt. Saraya, the legend, is cooled off completely because of what she did to it. Toni Storm, she rode the wave, was the women's champion. She got poo-pooed on in this whole thing. There's nobody...
And somebody that could maybe stir the pot to get it back is still recovering on the Spanish announce with Thunder Rosa.
Yep.
And no knock to her, but maybe that's something you could stir it back. I don't know. I'm telling you right now, and I thought I'd never say this. The women's division AEW right now is in shambles.
They had a good run, and now it's gone to shit. Because we were talking about it. It was, remember we were talking about this, they needed that secondary storyline. They only had Britt. We were like, let's get it going. They picked up the pace. They started having better storylines. Everything started looking better. It had a better upkeep. I don't know what the fuck happened.
Where did it happen?
Something just went, fuck it. And they dropped the ball again.
Was Saraya? Was it they were banking on Sasha? And Sasha's like, I'm not ready yet.
I don't know if it was banking on Sasha. By the way, nice use of banking.
Thank you for finally catching up to it.
It takes a while.
It was a Monet statement that I said.
Oh my God. The Saraya thing, though, I think they just tried too much with Saraya too soon.
Yeah,
They overcomplicated it.
It is.
Yeah,
Just better be a legend.
Yeah.
And run with it for a while. All I had on Russ this week. It just was the shits.
Yeah. It wasn't.
Do you have anything? Jeff Jarrett. I'm sorry.
Oh, go for it.
We probably should have started with Jerry. Everything. Yes. Listen, we can't even touch what this man has done for professional wrestling. So thoughts and prayers go out to the Jarrett family. And for Jeff to say, yes, I'm still doing my match, that's just, he's got nuts. Like, you're a bigger person than I am. People in my family die and I'm off for years, let alone being able to be on TV the same day. So
I completely understand why Jarrett went to work that day, because I remember when I lost my dad, I was back to work right after the funeral services and that, because you don't want to, some people, that's how you cope. You just go right back to work. That's the best way to distract yourself. And it's always scary after that point. So condolences to the family and condolences to Jeff, and, doing his due diligence. He wanted to be there. He wanted to wrestle, at least put over the Acclaimed one more time, and then go on and do what he needs to do for the next couple weeks, and then move forward with that. So,
real quick, and then we'll move on and get to the chamber predictions, because that's what we really want to do. So it's a 4-way match at Revolution. The Guns defending against Acclaimed, who called it a rematch. Who are the other two? Do we get Jarrett and Lethal in it?
So I don't know if we get Jarrett and Lethal in it. They showed. So again, I watched Revolution today, or not Revolution, Rampage tonight. They showed the graphic for it, but they also mentioned Aussie Open is coming for the Battle Royal next week. So I don't feel like you bring Aussie Open over for a one-off. And if you bring Aussie Open for a match, I think Top Guys are your fourth team in FTR. So
yeah, because Dax has just been taking the month or two that have off, leading everything to Revolution, by the way. I don't care. I've not listened to whole podcasts of it, but the clips of it, well, we don't know if we're going to come back, but if somebody gets the tag team titles, we might have to come back and get the tag team titles. Like, he is just, they've taken a month off just to say, we're going to resettle. Yeah. Forget about us for a minute. But listen, we're coming back at Revolution.
Yeah, I love the picture that he posted. I didn't notice this at first, but somebody else posted it or saw it. Posted a bottle of tequila the one day, and apparently in the corner of the picture was a WWE insignia looking contract type thing. So the internet jumped on it. But again, play with the crowd, false hope. FTR comes back. I think that your teams are going to be, with Aussie Open coming over, I can't believe it's going to be a one-off. So I think that could be your 4 teams there. And if that's the case, Guns and the Acclaim need to keep up. That's all I'm going to say, because that's 2 fucking teams that can go.
Is this... because either one of the big teams in it, and I'm not knocking the Acclaimed, is this so the Acclaimed doesn't take another loss? Essentially, they'll take the loss because they're not going to win the match.
Right.
The Guns take the pin for either one of these other teams. I think the Guns are in this 4-way to lose the title to whomever.
Yeah. I think that's a fair statement, because then it protects the Acclaimed. They're busy with somebody else. The Guns are there to get pinned. Aussie Open could be there to be pinned. Those other 2 teams are there to protect the Acclaimed from anything else that's going to happen in that match.
Yeah, agreed.
Yep.
We'll get there, though.
We'll get there when we get there. And Christian Cage is back. Are you excited?
Mm-hmm. Actually, for the match between Jungle Boy and Brian Cage.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, you didn't know. That was horrible. Listen, like I said, I could have given a shit. And Kip and Hangman did nothing either for me, but
that was more to further Page and Moxley and Dark Order and Evil Uno versus Moxley.
Yeah, Wednesday. Texas Death Match is coming out of it, and Starks and Jericho still a feud apparently.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break. We're gonna come back. We're gonna talk Elimination Chamber for tonight. We're excited. This show has gone longer than we thought it was gonna. We thought we were gonna be drunk, drinking some Can Crusher juice.
We always fucking do that. I had this thought in my head. We're gonna fucking do it again. We're gonna
go for an hour. Longer. We're just gonna be able to ramble, and we did.
And that's how we always work. We just ramble on.
We'll be back.
Hey, this is the most prestigious athlete in the entire world, Jacob Rose, and you are listening to Can Crushers. These guys they're pretty cool.
Welcome back, Can Crushers. It's time to enter the chamber.
Slam the table like you're mad.
It's time to enter the chamber.
Maybe you should not be drinking Can Crusher juice.
This is the first time I've gotten too animated with it, so I think I'm okay.
It is time to enter the chamber. And as we've been talking about, and we've been leading up to this, we're thoroughly excited for this chamber in general because of the two chamber matches I'm excited for. The main event, we would imagine Sammy and Roman's going to be in the main event.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know the rest of the matches, and I'm not going to be mean. I don't know the rest of the matches. Hopefully you have them pulled up, but 3 matches, and I'm okay with this pay-per-view.
I do have them pulled up. Honestly, none of them are looking half bad.
Okay.
Depending on your perspective. So I'll start. I think I start with the one that I think is the least impactful, or the one that we care about the least care about. Edge and Beth versus Finn and Rhea.
I did.
So
I knew 4 matches.
5, technically. You just can't think of it right now. So,
yeah.
But
Pinnacle Vodka does that to you.
Yeah, it's whipping your mind up a little bit. That's what it's doing.
It is.
All right. So Edge and Beth versus Finn and Rhea. We got.
How do we get this? Because this is Beth's blow off match. It's got to be, because the next pay-per-view isn't until April. There's nothing in March, essentially. How do we get Beth to look good, Rhea to still look strong, but we need Edge and Finn to carry this to WrestleMania? Priest has nothing going on. Dominic has nothing going on. Right in the match. I mean, I don't know. Are they in a match?
Priest is in the chamber, so he's out. So this is Dominic that would be on the outside with this.
This is Dom. So essentially, then we have somebody else returning.
Yeah, it's got REY has got to be right there
around. I just don't know. You're right. This is a match that, on paper, you're like, it's interesting, especially with what Judgment Day in Miami is doing. I don't know where the fuck to go with it, though.
Yeah.
But I would have to think it's got to go to Finn and Rhea, because why do you give Edge another match then if he wins?
Yeah.
Against these guys. But Edge being back, you can't get him to anything else in a month to make you say, oh man, I really can't wait to watch Edge against insert Madcap Moss, Kamala, Outback Jack, or whoever.
Skinner, yeah.
Skinner's even better. So they have to take the loss, but Beth looks good because Rhea, I don't know. But if you bury Rhea, why the fuck do you give about her against Charlotte in a month?
Rhea has to be as dominant as ever in this match. And it has to be, I feel, I gotta agree with you. It's got to be Finn and Rhea. There's no way you can give Edge and Beth the win here because you need.
Down, by the way. So go
Yeah,
ahead.
you have to get them to a match. Beth can look strong by beating up Finn or Dominic in some form or fashion and having some advantage over Rhea. I'm not going to be surprised if this is a roll-up victory though by Finn on Edge or Rhea on Beth somehow, some way, just to kind of give it a quick. There's going to be hullabaloo outside with the
I was
Mysterios.
going to say the Mysterios are going to be causing craziness.
I mean, you can't go from the Valentine's Day massacre that they had in the restaurant after ordering chicken tenders and their finest Chardonnay, whatever the fuck he ordered, to not having some sort of hullabaloo going on the outside here.
I like
So,
wait, hullabaloo. Yeah.
Hullabaloo. Yeah, I can't see past Finn and Rhea. Rhea has to win because she's your Royal Rumble winner. And if you're putting her against Charlotte, you built Charlotte on a pedestal.
Possibly your next SmackDown champion.
Yeah,
which I would be shocked if she isn't.
I agree.
That's my spoiler for WrestleMania.
And if she isn't, I'm gonna have a tirade that night because again, they have taken down and they have basically blown up what the Women's Rumble is and has just essentially made it not worthwhile.
Right. That's another day, though, sir.
That's another day, and we're not going to go there because we're Happy Thoughts. We are a New Day, power of positivity right now. But right now,
Max is pissed off. I just woke him up. He is staring at me.
I got a dirty look from Bailey. You're fine. Go back to bed. This has got to be Finn and Rhea. There's just no way around that.
Got to be. Next.
Okay, the other match that I know you know but couldn't think about, Brock and Bobby, man.
Oh, yeah. Wow,
yeah.
This is fucking whipping my ass. What are they both doing at Mania?
So, I don't know. I didn't know until I just saw, because we're recording during SmackDown, or what was SmackDown. Apparently, Bray's made comments or called them both out. So I don't know if this must be the blow-off match, and somebody's getting Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania. My assumption is they're going back to Brock and Bray from 2016 or whenever that was supposed to happen. But
that gives Bobby the win then, because Bray interferes and
takes down Brock.
Because Bob can then be inserted back into U.S. title shit.
I think Brock is better suited for whatever to face Bray in the sense of Bobby's still full time, so Bobby can do more, can go do more with more talent, face other people. Who he faces, I don't know who he would face at WrestleMania, but I can't.
Didn't Brock just take a loss though at his last match? And you don't search it up or that. I mean, this is how my brain works. Is he taking 2 losses in a calendar year?
Was his last match at Saudi?
I don't remember. That's why I'm asking you.
If it was at Crown Jewel, I think he beat Bobby because Bobby had him in the Hurt Lock or had him some sort of submission, and didn't Brock reverse it and get a 3 count? Or am I thinking of a different?
He flipped him over. Yeah.
He flipped him over, and then Bobby.
Yeah.
And then Bobby just kicked his ass after that.
Right.
So Brock got the win in that match. Bobby has to get a win back on Brock here. But see, again, this goes back to the scenario we talked about a couple months ago. That's 2 matches. That's you need a rubber match to win this.
Are they going way back to when
Mania or Rumble when Bobby won? I mean, if they are, kudos to them. They fucking did long-term storytelling, and I'm happy for them. But
right, but
I don't know.
With what you just brought up, and the lingering of MVP and the Hurt Business again, all of that can be grouped into. Brock taking losses doesn't hurt. Brock just he disappears for a couple weeks. or Bray just starts calling him out. So, essentially, I think Bob needs a win more to, I'm not saying stay relevant or anything like that, but you can slide him back into whatever is going to go on with the U.S. title picture here soon.
U.S. title picture reestablishes a dominant figure. So if they are bringing back the Hurt Business in any form, shape, or fashion, Bob is in the center of it again. It is reestablishing that group and having a strong leader. However, if Brock loses here and is actually facing Bray at WrestleMania, who's losing that match? That's for another day in time. Because you can't. Brock loses 2 in a row? That'd be crazy. Bray loses 1 when he's still trying to rebuild himself? That'd be even crazier. So.
Is there a decisive anything?
No, I don't know. We can speculate.
Yeah,
but
we got a month and a half.
We got a month and a half. We can circle back on that.
And they have to build it first. So
they get us to there.
I think if you're going to get to just speculation real quick, I think Bray versus Bob. I think a win by Bray decimates Bob. And vice versa. If you're going to have Bob beat Bray on this comeback, throw everything, the rabbit, the pig, Heyman, everybody out the window, because nobody's going to care about then.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I didn't get my pick, but I picked Bob. I think Bob's winning this, yeah. So, okay. Let's go to the women's elimination chamber match. Carmella, Nikki Cross, Raquel, Asuka, Liv, Natalya.
I'll go first because you're going to make me, because I went first the first one.
You went first the first 2.
All right, go first then. Go ahead.
I'm going Asuka.
Take a nip of this.
That's fine. You take your nip. I'm going Asuka.
That's the easy pick, right?
That is the easy pick. You don't reestablish this crazy ass character. You don't bring back Kana and not have Asuka face Bianca, because I think that would be a story upon itself, and that's a legitimate challenge for Bianca. And it circles back to everything that happened last summer with them, Becky involved, although this is a new persona of Asuka, so this screams like the easy pick and the one that runs just roughshod all over this match.
I agree wholeheartedly, full everything. Because I'm looking at Mania. Nobody else taking the title away from Bianca at Mania. Besides Mella, for me, listen, I don't think it will happen. If it happens, I will run uptown. I was going to say to Pittsburgh, but I will run uptown and videotape it and run back home. I wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
But except for Mark. Asuka is the story, because it's believable that Asuka could beat Bianca. Nikki nobody cares about. Let's go down the list. It just doesn't make sense. Bianca's beaten everybody in this match except for one person.
Yeah.
The reincarnated Asuka. You saw what she did to all the opponents on Raw. Yeah, I believe it's Asuka, and we'll talk more. But I think Asuka's the one, and maybe not a long-term champion, but it's the right one to get the title off of Bianca.
Agreed. I think we're in for the last ride for Asuka here, because she wanted to revisit her old character. This is probably the last ride. Asuka's 40, 41, something like that. She's up there in age. Nothing people in their 40s can do stuff, but
right.
This could be the last ride for her, and it just feels that way. That's why we went back to this kind of character. We're digging it out of the woodwork type thing. I like Asuka, even if it's for 3 to 6 months, something.
I don't even think it's that long.
And that's fair. But we'll see where it goes with it. But I think Asuka's the challenger going into Mania.
I will ruin everything for you real quick.
Do it.
Asuka wins. Money in the Bank is Becky. Becky gets her title back from Asuka, who had given Asuka the championship. Boop. Long-term storytelling.
Can she not cash in the same night?
I would fucking hope not.
I would fucking hope not either.
Because the women are not allowed holding it longer than 13 minutes.
Yeah, 24 hours, I think, was the longest with Nikki Cross. No, wait, we have to give Mella her dues. Carmella waited 8 months or whatever the first time.
Very first time.
Since then, it's been legitimately 24 hours.
Yeah, it really has.
Because I remember we did this whole thing. We did this whole math.
And we'll do it again.
Like, we'll do it again when it gets closer. And when they fucking pull the fucking rug under it again. Anyways, look at this. We're getting pissed off in advance. So this is just fantastic. God, this Can Crusher juice, guys, really pisses you off in advance for
it does. It pisses you off. You'll get mad about SummerSlam before Mania.
Before Mania, when you don't even know what the fuck's going on in Mania. All right. Anyways, U.S. title Elimination Chamber match. I'm going to stop drinking that for the time being. We have Montez Ford, Gargano, Bronson, Theory, Seth freaking Rollins, hopefully with those big ass red boots, and Damian Priest.
I love those boots. Honestly do.
Those boots were fantastic.
They're I thought they're Dr. Seuss boots more than whatever people have been calling them. I think they're more like cat in the hat boots.
I don't even know what the fuck they are, but I like the cat in the hat Dr. Seuss boot theory. I like that a lot.
So this is the one that I'm excited about as well. The next one. Austin Theory can and should win this.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think he has the U.S. title going into Mania. Okay?
Okay.
Does he need it against Austin? Are we getting Austin?
I think we're getting Cena.
Cena, I mean. I've been saying that over and over again. Cena. Does he need it against Cena? Does it make sense for the U.S. title not to be defended? Or is Cena going to win this? I don't think the U.S. title needs to be in the Cena-Austin match.
Yeah.
But do you take it from Theory now? Because listen, Seth isn't winning it because Seth has Logan at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
That match doesn't need a title either.
No.
So who do we have left? Gargano, Priest,
Ford, Reed.
In Reed.
Bronson, yeah.
The U.S. title needs to establish somebody. Theory's established. So, yes, he could win this. But maybe Monday he gets cocky, he defends it. Reed crushes him, he becomes a new, which erases then everybody that's kind of tied up in this U.S. title cluster right now. Bob, Seth, Austin, anybody else that Austin Theory has faced in the last 6 months is washed, and we get a new U.S. champion type of thing.
Yeah.
But I think Theory needs to win to call out Cena. And then his mind is elsewhere. And I don't know. I don't think a member of the Judgment Day wins this. They don't need a title. They got fucking way too much other shit going on in life. And I'm almost not believing them anymore because it's getting to be hokey and crap. If anybody's going to get a title, it's the Khan. Or, Finn and Priest, Abbott and Costello of the group. I don't care for him anymore. I think Bronson Reed's your next U.S. champion is what I'm getting to. I just don't think he wins it in this.
That's fair. I would agree Theory's winning this match. I like the Bronson Reed theory. I think that's a good. I like where that's going. Ford is here to establish himself that he could be, and I think he's the one that gets the. This is who Theory gets the fall on, or he's like the second guy from the end. So maybe it's Theory pins Seth, and then one of them pins Ford, like that type of thing.
He goes a long way.
He goes a long way, but in the end, he falls short to Theory and Seth. I think those two are the final two, and then we get there. Because Bronson, to me, is all that bull in the china shop that you always have in a chamber. He's going to come in, cause a wave of destruction, and then 5 guys are going to hit their moves on him, and he's out.
But then that's his selling point, that it took 5 fucking people to destroy me. I want a U.S. title shot by myself. Adam Pearce caves, gives it to him.
Then there it is. So I think Gargano's in here Gargano's not established enough to get a shot. I think he might be the foil for Bronson Reed at Mania, or the fight for Bronson Reed. Doesn't mean he's going to win it, but that's where he's at right now. You're right about Priest. Priest isn't going to be getting the title anytime soon. The flip side of I'll play devil's advocate here because I like your Bronson Reed theory a lot. I think that's the go-to one here. I'm going to play flip side here. Theory wins the match. He then the following night calls out who he deems the greatest U.S. champion of all time, and he signifies it Cena. This leads to him calling him out as a great U.S. champion type of deal. So then we set up that match for Cena in Theory. Doesn't have to be for the U.S. title. It would just put it on the show, more or less.
Right.
And then maybe the night after Mania, he gets squashed by Bronson or Kenny Omega or something. Who knows? Whoever shows up. But
Adam Cole, baby.
Or Switchblade or whatever. But I think that's a way to get it to the Mania, even if you don't defend it against Cena. It's a good way to call it out too.
Yeah. Either way. Yeah. Yep. I see it. I don't think it's needed, but it's at least it's on the show then.
Completely agree. It's at least getting face value on the show.
Again, we're at the same fucking page though. He's not keeping it. If he keeps it to Mania, the next night,
it's gone. Because you need Triple H is be prepared, guys. Triple H is going to get us back to what Night After Mania had been for several years. And one of those is to get a big fucking pop win over Austin Theory and take the title off of him. You need to have big.
It's going to hurt him.
It isn't going to hurt him. It's just going to create a memorable memory. The
night before,
he's riding high.
Me or you beat. You're not going to remember that he was U.S. champion the night after.
Yeah, exactly. So it's to create that moment, that spectacle moment, and bring back the special nature of what that was.
All right, we're there, huh?
We're there. Roman, Sammy, Universal title. I'll go first.
I'll take a drink.
This is, to me, it's easy. Roman's winning this, and I think Jay is going to cost Sammy this match. There's too much at play here. Sammy and KO are facing the Usos, and we have to get them there somewhere. And this is how you get them to WrestleMania against the Usos. I think there's more stock value right now, and I'm seeing it more and more now, in the Usos versus KO and Sammy than there is Sammy beating Roman. Love it. Love that they built this up. Love the storyline. But the story had always been Jay and Sammy and their relationship.
From day one.
From day one.
From day one-ish.
Yeah. But it's Sammy, KO, and the Usos. That's my pick is Roman Reigns winning this.
I agreed wholeheartedly. As much as we talked about the Cody and Sammy segment, how much it pushed the story along. It gave them both a little bit of a stroke. It gave them both a little bit of this. The biggest thing in WWE this week for me was the truck behind the trucks of Sammy, Jay, and acknowledging him. And just Jay going to come out and beat his ass. Could Sammy possibly get the win? I'm asking you this. Get the win via DQ and maybe the stroke at home and the little ego bump, and then maybe, we talk about triple threat because Sammy didn't get it for a couple weeks. Or does he just get decimated and Jay just comes in to pick the bones at the end?
I think it's decimated, but I also think Sammy gets a quick hometown burst in him too. Like, I'm thinking Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar Survivor Series. Brock, boom, boom, boom. Daniel Bryan, I don't think Sammy's going to low blow him, but Daniel Bryan low blows, and then he's getting a bunch of offense, and it's looking like, oh my God, this could happen, this could happen, this could happen. And then finally Brock just ends it. I think that's the same kind of working thing here, with the twist of Jay will cost Sammy the title in some form or fashion. Let me throw this out at you. Just let's go wild. And I know you're going to disagree with this, but let's go wild here. What if Jay tries to come out, screw Sammy, but the tables are somehow turned on Jay? I don't know how this would work. What if we're still working under the theory that Sammy is still working for Roman here, and Jay's being led out for a beating from Roman? Now, this is why I throw this out at you. We talked about it. We never found out what the test was.
Never.
We assumed it was him hitting KO with the chair.
And he didn't.
He didn't. And I said, what if they're pulling the wool over our eyes and the test was this whole thing? There's a lot of what ifs. It's not probably the best theory, but let's throw it out there. What if this is the test? The whole thing was to get to Jay because Jay's been the biggest
threat
to Roman. The right-hand man seems to be backstabbing him. He walked away from the whole thing. He needed to see who was with him. The Paul Heyman, Jimmy, you stay home because you can see more things from home on the TV than you can in the arena.
Yeah.
There's a lot there. There's a lot of doubt, I think, around the Usos.
I have to stir in one more person.
Do it.
How do we get Kevin Owens involved in all of this? Because he's from Canada too. He needs to be there.
Yeah, right.
He needs to. So I love your theory. I do. So now Sammy is working still with Roman. To go with your theory, Sammy is still working with Roman. Jay's by himself. Listen, we have half of a tag team that's good, half of a tag team that's bad. We got to get these goddamn titles off his hands. Sammy, find a partner, because I'm still going with your thoughts. Sammy, find a partner of your picking. We need to get the titles off of the Usos, because clearly Jay is the one that's going to cause me some trouble.
Yeah.
He can defend the title on a SmackDown between now and WrestleMania. I mean, listen, nobody wants to see Jay Uso against Cody Rhodes. I'm sorry. But he could at least give him a shot, or something could happen that then the following maybe Sammy and KO have the titles before Mania. There's so many ways that this could still go. Besides, Sammy gets his ass beat, Jay comes, picks the bones, and KO saves them. That's what everybody thinks. That's what everybody knows. That's the way WWE books. What if Triple H says, I have a big set of nuts and I'm going to change it all up? What if? What if The Rock's now not busy?
What if?
I'm just saying. Like, why wouldn't you have done that in the book? But we all talked about it a month ago. How many days ago? I mean, we still don't know. Do we have that WrestleMania? And I'll always go to this that people talked about for months before it happened. Do we have that WrestleMania Hogan Andre, Rock Hogan, the list goes on, match that we're talking about? Is Roman Cody that match yet?
No.
For Mania. Do we have the money match for this Mania yet?
If we're talking money match, okay, then I think Cody Roman can be over the next month.
Right.
But if we're talking once in a generation match, absolutely not.
I mean, I know we don't get them at every WrestleMania. I understand that.
But here's the thing as well. The way this progression would have worked, in my mind, Hogan Andre, Hogan Rock, Rock Cena, this should have been Cena Roman, but they just couldn't help themselves on a random 2017 October to put Cena Roman. And then we could revisit it in 2022 and all that BS. But now we're getting Rock, Roman. It's marquee. It's money. It's your fucking selling point for LA. You need a tie to LA at some capacity. If he's not in a match, Rock's showing up. I don't know how.
Is he challenging him then? Man, I can't wait to fight you in Philadelphia at WrestleMania 40 just because it's an even number. Listen, there's a lot of other cool stuff that happened in Philadelphia besides The Rock walking through there.
Yep.
And I'm not saying that all of WrestleMania 40 needs to be around extremeness.
Agreed. Let me flip it on its head. So let me take this step. Rock shows up for Roman. Night one, Cody takes both titles off of Roman. It's Rock Roman, just straight up head of the table bloodline.
Said that would be amazing.
Yeah. It would be magical, but I don't know if they're going that way. Also, I wanted to circle back. If we look at the end of the match we said Roman's winning. Roman beats Sammy.
We both have the
Jay
same
screws
back, by the way.
Yeah. So Sammy gets screwed by Jay, through this KO Solo, because we keep forgetting about Solo being involved. That's your payoff with KO. Those two are going to take each other out. That's what leaves Jay getting into that match. I wanted to throw that out there because I feel like there's going to be listeners screaming at their head. You didn't say Solo.
You didn't say anything about
Solo and KO. And so I'm going to circle it back there for you guys. But what an interesting threads that we have still yet to be pulled or could be pulled. And to me, that kind of leaves Elimination Chamber up in the air for what it is. And maybe we're delusional, but I think the theory is relevant enough to stay out there and say there's a reason Paul Heyman's saying the things he's saying over the past couple of weeks.
Yep.
Paul Heyman didn't just not trust Sammy per se. He doesn't trust other people in this group. Doesn't trust other people in the bloodline. So when he goes and tells Jimmy to watch TV to see what's going on, I'm coming back to this point. He's not trusting Jay. I don't think he trusts Jimmy either. Because why is he hiding around poles, listening to him talk?
And let me say one more thing.
Do it.
Your Royal Rumble winner has not been mentioned to even be on this show. You're telling me this guy, this guy, they call him the American Nightmare, isn't even going to Montreal? Like, he's not going to show up. He's not going to at least pull out a Barca Lounger and watch it from, whatever.
Skybox or something? Yeah.
Why don't we know that Cody's going to be there? Not stirring the pot and saying he's working with either or. Why don't we know that Cody's going to be there?
Yeah.
Again, I don't think he gets involved. But he said he'd rather see Sami Zayn at WrestleMania than on Raw next Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Does he not want to face Roman? Because he doesn't think he can beat Roman. Because his dad liked Roman better than him.
I was just going to say, you're talking a lot of Paul Heyman talking points right there. And it's straight up. It could be a fact. The mind games have begun. They began 2 weeks ago. And they could be playing a factor.
Tell me when Elimination Chamber was this fucking good. How long ago?
You know how long ago? Probably since 2002 when it fucking dropped for the first time in Madison Square Garden.
And we didn't know what it was.
Exactly. We had no clue what it was. We knew there was a blood feud between Triple H and Shawn Michaels, Jericho, Kane's destructive ass, RVD doing fucking ridiculous shit off the top, and Booker T just there to start kicking people's faces in. It was such a revolutionary, we had no fucking clue what it was type match. That was the hype builder.
Yeah.
And when we didn't know when it would appear next, that kept the hype going. But when it became its own gimmick pay-per-view, which is fine, it was done because you didn't know. It wasn't that ugly beast you didn't know if you walked around the corner into or not.
Right.
There's a lot of intrigue for Elimination Chamber.
Jenks. It was a great show. From an hour show, just about Jungle Juice and Can Crusher Juice, we spit out probably close to 2 fucking hours again, as we normally do.
Still shorter than our normal shows. Just saying, guys. This is...
It really is. It kind of is. Shorter than our normal shows. But next week, it'll probably be longer, so pay attention. We'll still be finishing this. If you guys are going to try this, we probably should have said this at the beginning. Drink responsibly.
Yes.
It's good. It really is good. But drink responsibly. There's no reason to drink a gallon of this at one setting while you're playing NBA 2K, destroying your wife because she wants to be Larry Johnson in the Hornets.
Yep. Don't drink and drive. If you're going to be out at a party and having this, get an Uber. Park your butt on a couch.
There's no Ubers in Ridgeway, Pennsylvania.
Wherever you're at, find a friend. Do whatever you got to do to get home. But be safe drinking this. It's delicious, but you got to be safe drinking.
Yeah. Don't be stupid, as my dogs would say. And it's a great idea. Mix up a batch, have a little nip here and there, responsibly after work to, get that anxiety and nerves away from everything.
Let's take the edge off while adding caffeine to you. It should be fine.
It'll be great. But it does make you have to piss like a racehorse because there's a lot of water in it.
That's a good thing. It's getting those kidneys working too. See, there's a lot of different things going on here. Electrolytes, things of that nature. Yeah.
Nice. You've heard what we're going to do all week. We'll be back next week to touch on Elimination Chamber and how bad our thoughts were or how great our thoughts were. I'll tell you how many times I destroyed my wife with NBA 2K, hopefully football and baseball. And by the way, I am kicking ass at golf. When I get time to play video games, like I play 1 round of golf a day. I'm trying to for just mental purposes.
Yeah.
And 1 round of golf is like 1 tournament. I'm not playing the 4 days of the tournament. I'm playing 1 for the tournament.
Yeah.
I have 6 victory is in my hopper right now.
Do you? Very nice.
Kicking ass and taking names, getting a lot of sponsors. So I've even bumped it up from very easy to easy. Fuck you, I'm having fun.
No, have fun. You have your fun.
My fun and drink my jungle juice too.
That's how I play NASCAR.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we're both good at NASCAR and golf in our real lives.
It makes sense.
All right, Jenks, remember, just because I'm trash doesn't mean you can't do great things.
Mark, you're a garbage can, not a garbage cannot. And
Make sure you tell your loved ones
that you love them.
Because you never know. Drink your jungle juice safe and responsibly.
And don't light it on fire.
What?